Welcome to the shared knowledge. In today's class, we are dealing with introduction to alternating currents and voltages. So, first of all, what is this alternating current? To explain this alternating current, I am just considering an alternating wave. So, alternating wave is nothing but which is having the positive and negative peaks. It need not to be only sinusoidal. It may be in a square waveform. It may be in a square waveform, or it may be in a triangular waveform. But the only thing is that the nature of the wave must be in repetitive in nature. The nature of your wave must be in repetitive nature. So whatever the magnitude at positive, we call it as in positive peak, and this one is we call it as negative peak. The complete one positive waveform and one negative waveform, negative cycle, we call it as complete wave. The combination of one complete positive cycle and one complete negative cycle, we call it as a complete cycle. Okay, complete cycle. Similarly, for a square also, this is in positive and this is negative. So up to here we call it as in one cycle. And similarly for the triangular waveform, if I am considering this from here to here, this will be my one complete cycle. Okay, so from this I can derive the two more quantities, that is frequency and time period. Whatever the time required to complete one cycle, one complete cycle, that means one positive and negative cycles, that we call it as a time period of the waveform. If I am assuming here 1 second, okay, to complete one positive cycle and negative cycle in a waveform is 1 second. This will be your time period of this waveform. Okay, so whereas coming to your frequency, frequency denotes number of cycles per second. Here the cycle means one complete positive and negative cycles. So number of cycles per second, how many cycles are completed, that it will be denoted as frequency. For simplicity, we can give this frequency is nothing but inverse of your time period. For example, here I am considering one complete cycle for 1 second, then the frequency will be your 1 by 1, it's nothing but 1 hertz. Okay, for time it will be in seconds, for frequency it will be in hertz, kilohertz and megahertz. Okay, so this is the waveform. Here I am considering 0 as my reference point. From this reference point, I may choose the waveform as leading or lagging. Before going this, instead of many having the doubt, why mostly for an alternating wave, why you are choosing this sinusoidal waveform instead of considering this square or triangular waveform. The main advantage of this sinusoidal waveform is it is easy to represent, and the next one is it can be derived directly from your Fourier analysis. So whatever your mathematical analysis will be there, it is easy to do. So those are the main reasons why we are considering this sinusoidal waveform in your analytical calculations. If you go with your machines also, mostly we go with sinusoidal. For that reason, further we say that whatever the harmonics are there, it is easy to represent. So whatever the harmonics is nothing but your Fourier transformations. So whatever the remaining two parameters are there, so it is easy to represent. That's why we are going with sinusoidal waveform. instead of considering this triangular and square waveforms. That's why I'm writing here sinusoidal. So whatever this sign represents the nature of your waveform. So for here, for zero reference, if I'm considering this one as my main waveform, this is my main waveform where there is no deviation. So at 0, I'm starting 0. Okay, up to pi degrees, again it is one 0 crossover point, and again 2 pi, I'm having another 0 crossover. So as per my, if I'm considering sine pi, it will be 0, and sine 2 pi also it will be 0. So there is no difference. But if I'm considering any deviation from my reference point, either maybe it is an advance, either it may be an advance or delay. So how to remember or how to represent this one? So if I'm considering here, okay, if I'm considering here, from here onwards one waveform is started for me. One waveform is started here. So I'm delaying my total parameter. This is, I'm delaying my parameter. So instead of starting at 0, I'm starting at pi by 2. Okay, instead of starting at 0, I'm starting at pi by 2. So at the value of pi by 2, the sine value must be equals to 0. Then only the total magnitude will be 0. Otherwise the magnitude will not be 0. How to represent this sign? Magnitude as 0. So how much value you are lagging, how much value you are delaying, that value you must subtract it from your omega t. That means here at the omega parameter is pi by 2. From this pi by 2, I am delaying the value of another pi by 2. So the value will be sine 0. So the total parameter value will be, the total magnitude will be equals to your 0. Let us consider one more thing. At the value of pi, actual sine wave value is 0. But whatever the delaying waveform value is in maximum. For example, it will be in maximum. That means the sine value must be in 1. Okay. So how to write this one? So here sine, I'm considering it pi value. Okay, I'm considering it pi value. So actual omega value is pi. But it is delayed by pi by 2. So that means the sine value must be equals to your pi minus pi by 2, means it is pi by 2. That means pi by 2 will be your maximum. Okay. So how to write your, whether for leading, for lagging, whether it is advancing or delaying, how to write this? This is the thing. For the same case, instead of delaying, if I'm advancing my signal, for ease of understanding, I'm just considering the maximum values and minimum values. Okay, so I'm advancing my signal by certain parameter. Here also I'm considering it as in pi by 2. I'm advancing my signal by pi by 2. That means at the value of 0, at the omega t value of 0, I must have a maximum value. So similar fashion, I want to check this one. Okay, actual value is 0, omega value is 0, but it is advanced by the value of pi by 2. So the total sine value will be sine of pi by 2, which is nothing but your maximum value. So you are having your maximum magnitude. So this is the way how to represent, whether for your leading or lagging. Okay, so please remember the notations, whether it is in plus plus or minus. Okay, so the only same thing, whether it is plus for leading and minus for lagging. Okay, this is your representation of your sinusoidal waveform. This is the representation of your sinusoidal waveform. From this sinusoidal waveform, we are having so many parameters, whether it is an average value, what is this RMS value, peak value, form factor, how to determine this one. Here if I am considering, here I am considering this one. So this is my basic representation. This is my basic representation where I am getting, this is my magnitude of the waveform. This is my magnitude of the waveform, and this is my time, and at what value it is will be phase value, phase difference. If I am considering two waveforms, at what difference it is there, from referring to my reference, with reference to how much value it is there. So these are some notations. If I am considering any waveform, at a particular instant, what is the magnitude of this waveform? So for a particular value, there is only one value. Even though it is in continuation format, at a particular instant you have only one value. That value we call it as an instantaneous values. Similar fashion, for a complete peak value, if I am considering here, so the total peak value will be, for positive cycle it is in 5 volts, and for negative cycle it will be minus 5 volts. So if anybody asks what is the peak value of the sine wave, or what is the peak value of the waveform, I must consider only the positive value. of the waveform. Okay, positive value of the waveform, which is nothing but equals to the 5 volts. If anybody asks, here I'm just writing, for a peak value it is 5 volts. If anybody asks what is the peak to peak value, that means peak to peak value. If anybody asks what is the total value, so 5 plus 5, 10 volts. So peak to peak it will be 10 volts. Only one peak we must consider the positive waveform value, and we say that 5 volts. Similar fashion, we have another value, that is the average value. Another value is nothing but average value. So by the name itself, it is suggesting that it is average of the value. That means here I am having, for a complete cycle, if I am considering for complete cycle the average value, here I am having the 5 volts, here I am having the minus 5 volts for complete cycle. If I am average these two values, the total average value will be equals to the 0. So there is no need of so the average value must be safe for half cycle itself. It will not be safe for complete cycle. The average value must be for half cycle only. It will be represented only for the half cycle, whatever the area covered under the half cycle only. But for representation, we are mentioned this, the value, whatever the value is there, it is from whatever the area covered for your entire area. Instead of considering the entire area, we are just considering only for half area. So for that reason, the average value we are representing, what is the time equation? What is the equation to insert to the duration of the cycle, that is distance of your curve, whatever the distance of your curve. So here I am considering a sine wave, At time axis I'm just considering the radians, whatever the angles. So at pi and 2 pi and 0. So for half cycle, the time period, whatever the time is there, I'm just mentioning to calculate my average value. So 1 by pi. And so instead of considering the 2 pi, whatever the time period 2 pi, I'm just considering only for the half cycle. So the value will be 1 by pi, 0 to, instead of 2 pi, I'm writing the pi. Okay, I'm writing the pi, and the waveform I'm representing into V sine omega t. There is no delaying all those things, so I'm just considering the reference value and derivative dt. So if I'm calculate this one, V, so V, there is no any time t value, so I can bring out from the integration V by pi 0 to pi sine omega t dt. So here if I'm considering d omega t, because here the time axis is omega t, so it will be t. Okay, so just make this one sure. Here this time axis is angles, so that's why I'm considering it as an omega t, d omega t. So what is the integration value of your sine value? So it will be your minus cos omega t, So V by pi, so minus value cos omega t from 0 to pi, so minus V by pi, so cos pi is minus 1, and here minus of minus cos of 0 1, so it will be minus 2, so nothing but it is 2V by pi. So thus this value will be equals to your 0.63 of V represents your magnitude, so whatever the peak, so 0.63 V, that is the average value, of your sinusoidal waveform. Similar fashion we are calculating the RMS value. Here I just want to elaborate what is this RMS value and how to calculate this one. So here RMS value means root mean square. It is nothing but to represent what is the heating effect of the waveform. When it is connected to an AC source and when it is connected to an DC source. So it is when a resistor is connected to an DC source, any DC source, the amount of heat developed in a given time is equals to the same resistor connected to the AC source. So whatever the value of heat developed when a resistor is connected to an DC source, the same amount of the heat will be developed when it is connected to an AC waveform. So that amount of heat developed in your AC, I mean whatever this AC voltage is there, is adjusted. The value of your voltage source must be adjusted to produce the same amount of heat developed in your DC source. That value will be equals to your RMS value. For example, if I am connecting in one resistor, here I am considering an DC source of 5 volts. I am just connecting a 5 volts DC source to a resistor, to particular resistor. In this resistor, some amount of heat is developed. some amount of heat is developed. Again this same resistor is connected across an AC source of different value. For example, if here I am having the 3 joules of heat energy, if I am having 3 joules of heat energy, to produce the same 3 joules of heat energy here, produce 3 joules of energy in this resistor, whatever the value of, what amount of the value I am required to place in this AC source, that value we call it as an RMS value. The amount of heat produced in your DC source is same need to produce in your AC source also. At that time, whatever the voltage is there, that voltage we call it as an AC RMS value of the sine wave. Here this RMS value will be calculated for the full cycle. So here whatever the T represents, it is for complete cycle. For the same cycle, here I am calculating this RMS value. So here this T value will be equals to your complete cycle. That means it will be equals to 2 pi. Again 2 pi. So what is your waveform equation? V sine omega t whole square root mean square, okay, dt. For this entire thing there is a value. So this V square will be out of the phase. So just d omega t, the time axis will be d omega t. So integral is 0 to 2 pi. There will be n square sine square omega t d omega t. So whatever this sine square omega t integration is there already, I think you may know those 3 values. So try to convert this one into 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 and calculate what is this 0 to 2 pi integration. This value will be equals to the value of V by root 2, nothing but 0.707. If you calculate this one by performing this integration, all those things, square by 2 pi, you will get this 0.707. Okay, so the remaining parameters, peak factor, which is nothing but the ratio of peak value to the RMS value, and form factor is nothing but the ratio of RMS value to the average value. Peak value is peak to RMS and form factor is RMS to average. Okay, so here we just come across with 3 more parameters. How this voltage and current nature, how this voltage and current relation in your pure resistor, pure inductor and pure capacitor. Already we know resistor will not have any storage element. It just dissipates the energy. Whenever you place the voltage across the resistor, then only the current closed circuit will be formed and current will be flown through it. So whenever you apply the voltage, then only the current will start flow through your resistor. So there is no phase difference between your voltage and current. Okay, but how much voltage you apply, the amount of current flown through this resistor will be low compared to your voltage. So we just represent in this format. Okay, compared to your voltage vector, the current vector will be somewhat less. Whereas coming to your inductor, Whereas coming to your inductor, already we know the nature. It does not allows the sudden change in current. It does not allow the sudden change in your current. So if I am considering this inductor here, and already it is having some storage current. It is already having some storage current. So because of this already storage current, which whatever the current is coming, it will not allow the incoming current. So if I am considering this one voltage waveform, instead of starting here, the current will start little bit later. The current will start little bit later, because why this delay is happening? Because of already presence of your current, because this inductor is storage element. This inductor will be a storage element which stores its energy in the form of electromagnetic format. It stores its energy in electromagnetic format. It does not allow the incoming current. Because of this opposition, there will be an delay in the circuit. Similar fashion, if I am considering similarly, when you are coming to your capacitor, the energy is stored in format of your voltages. So whenever if you have applied any voltage, it does not allow any sudden change in your voltage. It does not allow the change in voltage. So if I am considering this my voltage references, if I am considering this current waveform, if I am considering this one as my current waveform, the voltage will be delayed. The voltage will be delayed. So whatever the nature of your element, that will be lags. Here coming to your inductor does not allow the sudden change in current. That's why the current is lagging. Here in the capacitor, the voltage will not be allowed, so voltage is lagging. Okay, so how to say this and what is your reference? So coming to your inductor, if I am considering this voltage waveform, with reference to my voltage waveform, the current will be lagging in nature. Okay, in your pure inductor, current is lagging with reference to your voltage. In similar fashion, when coming to your capacitor, compared to your, by taking your reference of your current waveform, the voltage waveform is lagging. So the current leads your voltage. Instead of saying this one, you can say this voltage lags current. Voltage lags current with reference to your voltage waveform.